greatest myth of our times is that technology is our communication. This was quoted by Libby Larson. She means that technology puts a greatest barrier between us. Let's dive in. We live in an era where technology has granted us the ability to communicate with anyone, anywhere, at any time. Ironically, it feels like we're losing the art of communication itself. I mean, when was the last time any of us here had a meaningful conversation that wasn't interrupted by the buzz of a smartphone? It is as if these devices have become our preferred mode of interaction. Media text producers have termed technology and social media as a third screen, a device that consumers could carry around with much ease. We have gone from let's meet and catch up to I'll text you later. Our mothers pulling us from the playground and saying enough of playing, to mothers pushing us out of the home and saying go out and play. Gone are the days when mothers and grandmothers sung lullaby for us. Today, the modern moms are playing songs from their favorite list for their kids. On recent days, when I made a visit to the nearby restaurant for dinner, there was a family seated beside a table, a mother, father, and two little children. Each of them had their devices in their hand, and none of them there uttered a single word. They were just family members, and there was no conversation or communication within them. On looking those people, many questions started arising in my mind, and I came to know that technology has reduced human beings to emotionless beings. Most of our times we are glued to our screens that we forget the real humans breathing right next to us. Conversations are getting shorter. Emojis are replacing words. Based on a recent research on effective communication, communication is 55% nonverbal, 38% vocal, and just 7% words. Out of 100% of communication, it's only 7% words, and that words are getting replaced by emojis. Don't you think our social skills are taking a hit? For example, if somebody has passed away, we have a very usual trend of sending RIP messages and crying emojis. But don't you think that cannot be get equal by you going in person and consoling them by shedding a drop of tear? Or for some special occasions such as birthday or some special days, we get many text messages. But don't you think that cannot be get equal by you going in person and wishing them with a warm smile and a charismatic smile? Because I think that technology cannot replace any human connections. We are human beings, and the only thing that differentiates humans is that humans have emotions. How did I overcome technology not being my communication? How did I push the pause button on the runaway technology train to faster, meaningful communication? This is something known as Mithra's wasp. Generally, you may think wasp is a winged insect that sting, and that sting hurts, but mine is not so. Mithra's wasp is a practical idea which I have implemented and found better results. WASP, which stands for W for withdraw from your screens, A for actively engage, S for schedule meetup, and P for prioritize real talk. So let me explain you one by one. Starting with the very first one, withdraw from your screens. At times we have to come out of our screens to know who we are and to explore the world outside. So after the lockdown, our family was so concerned about the mobile phones and we rarely spoke. So my father came up with the idea and said the screen-free Sunday challenge. It was hard to accept that challenge, but we obviously accepted. And soon after that one weekend, we found a lot of differences within our family. We communicated and we were back to face-to-face conversations. The second one is actively engaged. At times, you have to be physically and mentally present to know and understand the face-to-face conversations. So at a family reunion 2 years ago, my uncle had organized a reunion. So there were many people and I came to know that they all were my relatives on that day. It was very hard for everyone to come out and start speaking. So my grandfather initiated some activities and some challenges which made us all actively participate. We actively participated and I made sure that my relationship with my relatives had got improved on that day. The third one is schedule meetup. We are busy humans and this is a busy world. But still, we have to schedule some time to spend without our screens. So this was a story of my friend's family. Her family had a different story. But still, they rarely spoke and they occasionally met. So to break and come out of that zone, she made sure that there was something where they met monthly once. So every month they went for some place nearby where there was no gadgets, and they spoke. And you won't believe me, people, that magic had worked for her. And the last one is prioritize real talk. At time we have to prioritize what is a real talks rather than the screens, because we definitely cannot convey all our messages within the screen, and we are not so good at putting all our emotions in just one sentence. So my friend and me were friends since our childhood, but soon as we grow, our conversations were casual. It did not have emotions. So to come out of that, I decided to go and meet her in person. When I met her in person, she was having her phone and just scrolling on it. It was very hard for me to start speaking. But soon as I started speaking, and after 10 minutes of conversation, I found that she naturally opened up and began to speak. It is not very hard for us to put our screens and come out and speak, because communication skills are there with us from 21 centuries ago. So when you think that you want to put your screens away and speak, try it today and definitely it works. I would like to conclude my speech by telling that technology is amazing, but never a substitute for real life human interactions. I'm going to ask you to put your phones away and talk to the person next to you. You may never know, you may just make a new friend. Technology is a double edged sword. It can connect us or isolate us. While it's reshaping how we communicate, we have the power that it enhances rather than diminishes our human connections. Remember, the best conversation happens offline. Let's make a pledge right here, right now. The next time you're tempted to send a quick text, consider making a call instead. Small steps, but monumental in their impact. Let's get connected, but without getting disconnected. Connecting is important, but disconnecting to strengthen the connect with each other is much more important. And people, even if you did not like my speech, there is no dislike button here. You'll have and come and tell it to me face to face. Thank you.